it would take a whole lot of plot reworking, and I'm not gonna say retconning, but it would take like in order for Luke Cage to be able to stand next to the Hulk, you'd have to see Luke Cage do Hulk type shit before the two of them even share a scene.
Exactly, man. I mean, dude. I mean, it would be dope. Don't get me wrong. It'd be dope if you see Spider-Man swinging through Hell's Kitchen. You see just Daredevil, just looking at Spidey swinging or whatever. And but they literally exist in two different realities, man. Like the
Right.
tones of the shows,
Yep.
the storylines of the shows, it just doesn't match up with the MCU at all. And it's kind of, I think that played to the strength of the Netflix shows because they were able to do things they couldn't have done if they were
Oh man.
connected
I'm
with
so glad
the
we're having
MCU,
this
man.
conversation. I'm so glad
Yeah,
that we are having this
right.
conversation right now.
You
Go
gotta
ahead, continue.
enjoy them. You gotta enjoy them for what they are. And I know
Mm-hmm.
they played it smart with the marketing. They knew that if they said it was canon, if it was connected to the MCU, that would give it legitimacy on word alone. On
Mm-hmm.
that alone, it gave it
Yep.
strength. The
Yep.
average person, like, oh, this connected. I gotta check it out. Like, I can't wait for them to, do what XYZ interact with the MCU. So even though they knew that there was a high probability that this is not true, it was a marketing thing so that you can get eyes on the project and for the show to become even bigger than what it is. Because trust me,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't connected to the MCU, they're not going to be on the cover of Entertainment Weekly
No,
for the
I agree.
Defenders.
I
They're not run. They're not gonna run all these headlines, you know what I'm saying,
I
on all
agree.
these major print sites and websites and all this, you
Yeah,
know.
man. Keep cooking, bro. Keep cooking, man. Yeah, I agree.
Now I mean, so I mean, it was smart for them to do that. They are what they are. We got some great performances with the Kingpin, Daredevil, Punisher. I mean, if you like Luke, I mean, so I like Luke Cage season 2 still. I
Oh
know
yeah.
some people have problems with Luke Cage, but I like Luke Cage. Wasn't really big. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really dig Jessica Jones. I didn't even finish. I know Kilgrave was a great storyline. Had a great performance from that Doctor Who actor. But it just wasn't for me. I wasn't feeling that. And I
Hmm.
actually watched Iron Fist season 2, and I thought that was okay. I was alright. Disappointed by the Defenders. I mean,
Oh
that's a
man.
discussion onto its own.
All right.
There were so many
Well,
things they should have done with that, but as a
well,
collective, it's
yeah.
an entertaining trilogy, entertaining set. You can
So
always go back and look at them in some form of capacity, like Daredevil season 3.
okay. Yeah, Daredevil. Yeah, because it's a little bit different. Like with the CW, it was already established. It's already been established, like within DC, that there are multiple versions of each character that exist. So it's never been a big deal for them to be able to run a Flash TV series and then have the Flash pop up in a couple movies. The multiverse is something that's always been ingrained in DC Comics as far back as most people can remember. So, yeah, all of that is true. And I mean, the fact that they tried their best to allude to the fact that with the Marvel DC, or my bad, the Marvel Netflix MCU, that was running parallel to everything else, that was excellent. That was great because they did it
Yeah.
at a time where everything was hot, right?
Hmm.
And this is before Disney Plus. It's almost like, and I hate to be jumping around or anything like that, but I like to put the time and effort that they put into those shows on Netflix. I kind of equate that to what was able to happen with the Rogue One movie,
Mm.
right?
Right.
Because there were a lot of things that were in the works behind the scenes that hadn't been finalized yet. I don't think that in this age of Disney Plus that we get the type of content that we got with Daredevil being on Netflix for 3 seasons, Luke Cage being on for two,
Mm.
Jessica Jones getting 2 seasons, The Punisher 2 seasons,
Mm.
Iron Fist. People might not have liked it that way. That still
Right.
got a 26 episode run on a
Right.
major platform. Rogue One was a major. movie that came out that year. Like the year that movie came out, it came out during December, I think the year that it came out, 2016. But there was a push behind it that I don't think would have been there had other things been in place. If there was a such thing as a Disney Plus app, do you think we would have got Rogue One? And even if we did, would you have enjoyed Rogue One the same way that you did when it came out? It's almost like due to circumstances, they had to make it the best that it could be because there was no assurance in line after. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into Star Wars talk right now. These are just thoughts that came off the top of my head here. Like,
Right. Right.
if there was a Disney Plus app or an outlet for this content to already be in place, I don't think we would have gotten 3 seasons of Daredevil. Even if you don't think all 3 seasons of the show are equal in quality, the fact that 3 seasons of this show that branch so far off of what was established in universe is something that has to be held in high regard.